What's up, y'all? Y'all like my shirt? Flash, Superman, Green Lantern, and Batman's is hard to see. Got all their logos on it. Um, I'm gonna do one more review of The Boys. I really felt like it was way too much content to put all on one review. So I think the smartest thing to do is just to break it down in three. And this may seem like just some crap that I'm saying, but even though I still thought that episode number one was the best episode of these three, number three is my favorite. And that's because I have developed an incredible crush on Susan Hayward, aka Sister Sage. And just the fact that she's a black woman named Susan, that makes it more ironic. The fact that she actually is 5'3", like it said on her ID when they was profiling her, trying to recruit her to the seven. And now that I find out that she's from Atlanta, and she looks a lot like a young Lauryn Hill, even though she's 41 years old, but she looks so much younger. Somebody said that she could play a biopic. She could play the biopic of Lauryn Hill, and I can see it. Um, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I get crushes on certain women, and it's because I can tell beyond the acting that they are probably good people, smart people, sweet people. I can just kind of pick up on it. So she has probably my favorite scene, but it comes towards the end of the review. So I already been talking for 2 minutes, but let's get started so I can keep this under 10 minutes like the other ones. So Homelander, you look great. And you know he is just straight up cap. And she really hates the fact, because they had this outdoor pep rally press conference introducing her in her tight suit, and she is looking good in her tight suit, but she is just so irritated with him, and just basically told him, "You're punishing me for standing up to you at the meeting, and I told you this would happen. I told you wouldn't be able to handle it." And it's kind of a cool relationship. However, I don't want to see Homelander kill her. If she has to get killed in her first season with the boys, I would prefer it be somebody else or a different circumstance, because Homelander killing her, especially when he kind of has his pseudo racist, he says little racist stuff, but he was never just as out front and point blank as Stormfront used to be and some of the other racist people. But just the fact that he has these small racist jabs that he says every now and then, him lasering her face would trigger me. I might have to go up to that Amazon office or wherever they film the boys at and tear something up. So I hope it doesn't happen, but you can kind of see the dynamic. Even the very fact that he was making her wear the suit is, I'm exerting my power over you, even though you have my ear and I respect your non-parallel, non-equal intellect. I still have to do little things to let you know that you can't talk to me any kind of way. The president says soups are entertainers, period. They shouldn't be involved in anything having to do with government. So we'll come back to that later at some point in this series, I'm sure. But it definitely gives you more of an X-Men vibe of how some people love the X-Men and then other people call them freaks. You can clearly see that the president feels just like Butcher, like they're a bunch of freaks. So they meet up with A Train to try to decide. Well, basically, Mother's Milk called the meeting to say that I'm going to try to flip A Train to become one of the boys on our side. So then we'd have two superheroes, two soups. And Huey says only a butcher can come back. And Mother's Milk is like, absolutely not. I like it, but I don't like it. Because I don't know how to describe this, but with Starlight, when she went over there, it's like Homelander just shrugged his shoulders and was like, whatever. But A Train, you just know he would kill him. At first, I want to say it's a racial thing because he killed Noir for betraying him too. He seemed like he was this close to killing Maeve, and obviously Maeve is white. But I guess you guys will agree with me. No, it's not racist. It's the opposite. He feels more of a connection to A Train than he did Starlight. So if he has more of a connection to you, whether you're black or white, and you try to leave, the punishment is going to be worse. Whereas for whatever reason, I just don't think he ever connected or really cared for Starlight like that. So he didn't care. But he would definitely take A Train leaving as personal. Because I think he respects A Train more than he respects the Deep. Okay, so let's just leave it there. I think Butcher did something real creative. Like, we criticize so-called millennials all the time, but that was very kind of cool that I said, hey, I know these kids like to be on their video games, so I'm just going to join in as the Crimson Goddess, whatever her name is, and he played as Lamplighter, and they kind of fought in this Mortal Kombat game, but he basically told him that he needed to see him. And if anything, you can really tell that Ryan, that the kid loves him. It seems like he understands that he's kind of more of a real dad than Homelander is. Dude, the meeting at the 7 was so funny, man. Out of these 3 episodes, this is probably the first time I just really laughed out loud. First, it was funny that Ashley got fired. He says, "Oh no, you don't have to attend." But I always attend. Not anymore. Sage is pretty much gonna pick up on all your duties. So she said, "Am I fired?" And then Homelander like looks at Sage and says, "No, we still need a figurehead, like Ronald McDonald." She said, "So I'm a mascot now?" She said, "Exactly." Then out of nowhere, Black Noir is like, Black Noir just starts snoring. And you could tell just how frustrated Homelander is. It's just so funny that you can empathize with somebody that lasers people's eyes and bores a hole through their brain and skull with his laser eyes. Every now and then you can empathize with Homelander. He was like, Black Noir is asleep? Are you effing kidding me? And so he kicked him. He said, ish. Sorry, guys, I'm narcoleptic. But once again, my only question, how is Homelander not questioning this? How come I'm not hearing where did you guys get him from? How is he here? I ripped his intestines out with my bare hands. Why is there another Black Noir? Like, I still don't understand how come Homelander has not said that yet. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe that's what makes it funnier. The fact that they're not gonna tell us as an audience how this arrangement came about, you know, it's just hilarious. So next thing you know, they have a former employee. Well, I guess she's former now because Homelander killed her. But she used to work in the office. If you remember, um, she worked real closely with the first Black Noir. Black Noir needed her to look something up, and she wanted to take a break or do something. He kind of leaned in without talking. She said, "Okay, okay, never mind." Real sweet girl, wore glasses. They got her in the office and they questioned her. And they questioned her about Starlight. And so when they asking her about Starlight, she's hesitant to tell the truth. She says, "Are you gonna kill me?" And Sister Sage is trying to reassure her, "No, right?" And she looks at Homelander and he says, "I promise." And then he says, "I mean, well, she called me a few days ago." And before she could get another word out of her mouth, just burn her face alive. Just kill her instantly. And you can tell Sister Sage was upset. Like, you don't think we could have got any more valuable information from her? And then he was basically like for what? Like, she already proved that she was a traitor. And that was just messed up. But I think that's also a flex to intimidate her again. He's trying to passively aggressively show Sister Sage that I could do this to you. But here's what the problem is. Just like Stan Edgar, our guy, Giancarlo Esposito, she doesn't care if he kills her. She said it when he came to her apartment in Detroit. Well, blah, 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 but if you want to laser my eyes out now, you can. So, Homelander has a very hard time, and you can see the same thing with Stan Edgar. He has a hard time killing you if you don't fear him. He doesn't enjoy killing somebody that doesn't fear him because he's too busy trying to figure out why you don't fear me. Same thing with his son. You would think by now he would just kill his son out of anger. The reason he can't kill his son out of anger is because why am I not good enough for you? Why do you love Butcher more than you love me? And that sets us up for the final scene. Obviously, there was the ice skating scene and just gratuitous, just stupid violence, all because Huey drips sweat on his shoulder. He's like, "I can smell him," and Homelander tried to kill him. So, but the final scene is him asking Ryan, "Where were you?" "Oh, I was, blah blah blah," whatever piss poor excuse he gave. And then once again, "I can smell Butcher on you. You went to see him." He said, "I just wanted to talk to him. He's going through a lot." He was like, "Why do you care about him?" And then he just loses it. He says, "Enough." And Ryan just goes to his room. And whenever he's about to snap, he realizes he went too far. So then he looks at the man in the mirror. And the man in the mirror tells him, that you are hot dog water. You ain't nothing. And the only way that you gonna be something is if you start killing people again. Gotta get rid of that humanity. Jay Spruill, movies, music, sports, and life. See you next week.